and
Oddworld.
Hey oddballs, I'm your host Jensen, and welcome to episode 175. I hope everyone had a wonderful spooky season, and if you still need some more spooky after the season has ended, well, I'm still here. I'm here year-round. So if you need something spooky to listen to, hey, how's it going? But anyhow, we are going to start off with diving back into the How to Be a Psychic book. So here we go. It's lesson time. Today's psychic lesson is connect with your belief. Once you have become comfortable communicating with your belief, you are ready to begin working with it. To begin, this means establishing a communication connection that can either remain open or be opened instantly whenever you wish by triggering your belief anchors. Your belief is part of your inner guidance system, and when you are open to its communication, you are also working with your psychic abilities. For those of you grounded in the Christian faith, do you know what the centermost verse in the Bible is? It is Psalm 118:8, and it states, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." As you develop a partnership with your belief, you will also become more in tune with your life purpose. This partnership is necessary for your life work. What you do during your lifetime that provides an opportunity for humankind to benefit in ways that help you and others progress along their life maps. A great way to connect with your belief instantly is to go through your third eye. Just feel the vibration in the middle of your forehead and believe. Take a deep breath and exhale to add to the relaxed positive state. It is something you can do anytime. No one around you will be aware of it, except perhaps another psychic who may be observing your aura. All right, hopefully you've got something going on here and you can connect to your belief. Always go back and listen to old episodes. I really need to go and start publishing in the episodes descriptions, the old episodes that I've done the psychic book in, because I've done quite a few now, but I also mix in the book of birthdays. So if any of you want to take that task on, feel free to message me, but I'll get to it at some point. And I want to know if this is helping anybody just not really figure out who you are, but I guess figure out who you are or what you believe, or I don't know. It's interesting. It's been interesting. This is helping me get through the book and I really like it. Anyhow, let's go ahead and move on to stories.
This comes from salty-community4855 on Reddit.
I'm posting this because I've never been able to make sense of something that happened when I was about 8 years old and how it keeps showing up in my life and dreams. As a kid, I was oddly religious, even though my family wasn't. I used to pray every day and read an illustrated Bible I loved. One night, I stood by my brother's window and prayed. Not to God specifically, but to whatever might be listening. I remember asking for love and life a princess would have. Later that day, I was reading my Bible, and the demon on the page seemed to move. I threw it under my dresser and went to bed. That night, I woke up several times. When I finally got up to find my mom, who was sleeping in my brother's room, I crawled in beside them. I tried sleeping, but I felt a pull to the hall. I looked toward the doorway and saw a figure, the same demon from my Bible, wrapping its long fingers and nails around the doorframe like it was coming from my room. I yanked the blanket from over my mom and brother, then suddenly blacked out, even though I was wide awake. When I came to, the blanket was neatly back over them, and I had a new mark on my left arm. A deep cut shaped like a T and an L joined together. That's what it seemed like to me at the time. My mom thought I'd hurt myself, but I was too young to even conceptualize that idea. The mark eventually faded into a scar that's still visible. For years, I dreamed about that figure, or found myself in demon schools, or other worlds where I felt both scared and strangely at home. Almost a decade later, I got a small, unmarked package in the mail with a necklace inside. The pendant was of the exact same demon I had seen that night. No one I know could have sent it. It was just there. This may seem irrelevant. My friends began using Ouija boards around me because they get more receptive moments with me around. And I never cared because I think they do nothing, but I have had moments of near possession. Whatever was in the board said I was claimed. It got so bad that it became dangerous, as the pieces would melt into the board and none of us had even touched it because it said I was needed. I don't feel afraid of any of it. More confused and curious. Has anyone else had a childhood experience like this that later seemed to follow them? Any insight, spiritual, symbolic, or psychological, is welcome. I just want to understand what this might have been. As I get older, it gets more insistent inside me. I've tried therapists and hypnosis, but it does nothing. Yeah, this one really rubs me the wrong way because most things I will say are not demons typically. As in, I really just think a lot of spirits can be hateful on the other side or just mad and they do things, or a lot of people are just afraid of ghosts and things and they just deem them automatically a demon. You know what I mean? This is a whole other level. Now this could actually be a demon. And I am so not saying that you're schizophrenic, but is that even a possibility? I mean, by no means am I saying that that is what this is. I'm just trying to not make it scary because I genuinely was kind of uncomfortable reading this because it just freaked me out. Here's why. A lot of people could be like, well, this package didn't show up just randomly, whatever. But I have had a random ass doll show up at the bottom of my parents' stairs that was not my doll. It was not my sister's doll or any of the dolls that my friends played with. It just showed up at the bottom of my parents' stairs. And I have never thrown a doll away so fast in my life. I mean, I was young and immediately recognized that that was not a doll that anybody has ever had in my life. And I mean, I asked and everything too. So things just showing up is a possibility. Now, here's my question though, that I should have asked, but it just popped in my head. But have you gone back to that page in the Bible where you saw it move, which is the levels of bizarreness here it makes my insides oh. Anyhow, if you've gone back to that page, have you looked up that demon specifically? As in, what is this demon about? Has it come from a past life of yours? Has it just decided to attach itself to you for whatever reason? Has someone in your life, maybe, God forbid, I guess, cursed this upon you type of thing? I don't know if that makes any sense. Or maybe someone that's in your life who has someone in their life who doesn't like them and has cursed their firstborn, secondborn, daughter, son, whatever, has cursed their child, and that just happens to be you, and this is what you got, which is honestly terrifying. I mean, this one really kind of fucking terrifies me. If I'm gonna be really honest with you, I don't like it. And the thing is I would say, oh, this is just a really good prank, but if you saw the thing on the page move, no, I'm so freaking good. I am so good because you could say that someone dressed up in a costume and stood outside your door. That's crazy, but you were having a nightmare, any of that. But the thing that you saw on the page move, and then later on you could say, well, someone sent that necklace to you. I don't know. I'm going to stop talking about this one because this one just makes me feel really weird. It feels weird. I don't really have the answers for this one because this is a first for me. So if any of you guys have any ideas, comment below and let's go ahead and move on to the next story.
This comes from kpaigeivey on Reddit.
At 1:52 a.m., my phone rings. It's my husband. He already texted me letting me know he was on his way home from work. Worried that something was wrong, I answer. Me. Hey babe, you okay? Him. Silence. Me. Babe? Him. Can you hear me? Me. I can now. Are you okay? Him. I don't know what just happened. I'm almost home, but I saw something. I'm about to lose service. Be waiting on me, please. I get out of bed and stand at the front door, waiting to see his headlights come down our long driveway. He gets to the door with a shocked look on his face. This is what he said. I saw these things, these tall white things. A tall white woman with two other tall white people. Not white like the skin color, snow white. They were standing out by the abandoned tracks on X Road. The woman had what my brain could only compare to as a trash bag with a light. I know that's not what it was, but that's what it reminded me of. When I saw them, they noticed me too, and I got this feeling. I can't explain it, but I just needed to get out of there. An unease came over me. I'm not sure what they were, but it wasn't right. They're not humans. I started reheating his dinner, and then it hit me. This automatically made me think of the tall whites. I googled tall whites and asked my husband if any of these photos were comparable. He scrolled to one image and said, "Yes, this is close." The next morning, we decided to go back to where he saw them, and there was a black mark on the ground, like something scorched the earth. Even more puzzling was that it had lightly rained the night before. It was raining when he saw them. Nobody lives in the area where he saw them. It's just an old one-lane road that connects two larger roads and crosses the abandoned railroad tracks. We also live in the outskirts of a very little town. It's unlikely that anyone was this far out, making a fire directly next to the road and tracks. We were walking towards the car and an old man in a beat-up old Ford pulls up beside us. He says, "Hey, what are y'all up to?" Neither of us recognized him. We just nodded and said, "We were looking at something. Is our car in your way?" He puts the truck in park and gets out. He says, "No, y'all are fine. Did you kids see something interesting?" My husband said, I saw something out here the other night on my way home from work, but not sure what it was though." The old man says, "Is that right? I live over that way. Have all my life." He points to the highway. An awkward silence falls over us for a few seconds as we walk to the car. Then he says, "Y'all believe in aliens?" My husband and I both look at each other. I say, "Yes, actually we do." He goes on to tell us that he and his late wife experienced a lot of strange occurrences out here over the years. He said the scorch mark was from them, and asked if we'd ever seen anything in the sky that was unidentifiable. My husband showed him a video that was taken a couple months back of a UFO over our house. He invited us over to his house, saying that he had some images he'd like to show us. It may not have been the best decision, but we agreed. My husband has a carry permit, so I wasn't too worried. We followed him over to an old farmhouse. He said his grandparents built the house in the 1800s and all of them have seen and experienced things on and around the property. He goes to a little garage shack and retrieves some old Polaroid pictures. All 5 photos pictured your classic flying saucer. "My father took these," he said. "There's more in the house somewhere." He goes on to tell us that he's not exactly sure where they came from or why they're here, but he knows they're a different species and different kind of craft. I'd like to think we gained a friend, but I'm still not 100% sure what my husband encountered. So I used to actually really hate the thought of aliens and everything about them, and I kind of blame movies for that because of like War of the Worlds and Signs and even Independence Day. Those scared the shit out of me. And the thought of an unknown species coming to our planet just to rid us was so terrifying. So freaking terrifying. Now, as I've gotten older and all these other documentaries and things come out of like aliens being here and helping with radiation across the world. Or there was something that my mom watched or heard or whatever of this little boy who was talking about aliens needing our trees, the wood, because they don't have that on their planet. And the more I actually just started kind of thinking about it, if aliens are actually real, they would have annihilated us already. I mean, truthfully, if they wanted to do harm, they would have done it. You know what I mean? If they're so advanced that they're already here, or they've already come by all these years, you know what I'm saying? Now, I think Earth to them is like we're the goldfish in the bowl, and they're just kind of observing us type of thing. And things like this, while it still kind of gives me the creeps a little bit, it's just interesting. I don't know if they go to these remote locations because they know nobody's there type of thing, or maybe there's just something in that area that keeps them there. But it's kind of funny because it's like they got caught because your husband was like, they noticed him. And so it's almost kind of funny, like, what if they're talking to themselves like, well, damn it, Bob, I told you that this was not the right spot. You know, I don't know. Something about that is funny in my brain. So, you know, we gotta make it lighthearted because it's a little freaky for sure. Now, stories like these are so interesting to me because while they didn't pose a threat per se, it's interesting that you guys went to the location and then this older gentleman rolls up and is like, hey, we've been seeing aliens for years, and then has the photos to freaking prove it. But see, this is what I'm saying. This guy's family has allegedly seen these for years, right? If they wanted to take over, they would have done it by now, in my humble personal opinion. So that being said, why are they here? Are they just observing us? Are they actually genuinely here to help? I mean, I still had chills reading this because it's freaking freaky, but my tune has changed a little bit on the idea of aliens. I still don't love it, but you know, whatever. I do know about the 31 or Atlas or whatever comet that is going by Earth, and it will be the closest to Earth in December, and allegedly that might have aliens on it. It might actually just be a spaceship that is disguised as a comet. So I don't know. I think this is creepy, and I love that your husband was like, hey, can you meet me at the door? Whether or not they have ill intentions, it's still scary to like see something that you don't understand. And I don't know why I'm getting chills freaking talking about it. I'm not afraid of it. I just become comfortable within the past couple years with the thought of aliens. So I don't know. This is interesting. I find it interesting that this guy who's lived there all of his life has had all these experiences, and you were kind of able to validate the fact that you saw something, or I should say that your husband saw something, but it's an interesting one. And if any of you guys have a paranormal story like either story today or any paranormal story in general, head on over to my website and submit it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and well, it's an odd world after all. Oddballs, thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave 5 stars or thumbs up on whatever podcast platform you listen on. If you have any comments for this episode, comment below or head over to Instagram and comment on this episode's preview. To submit a story or for more information, go to itsanoddworldafterall.com.